Hey, you in there? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and as you guys may know or may not know, I'm a finance professor, and I wanted to break down for you real quick for those who want to be financially intelligent, my tribe of intelligent black people that are out there, and anybody that wants to build a legacy of wealth for their family. I want to break down for you six wealth killers that exist in America and around the world. You don't have to be in the United States. You can be in London. You can be anywhere. Jamaica, it doesn't matter. These are wealth killers that exist kind of globally. And I want to lay these out for you real quick. Hit the subscribe button, share button, all that stuff, and we're going to get it cracking. The first big wealth killer, at least in the United States, is this thing called debt. Debt is a huge wealth killer. When people link it to economic slavery, they're not joking. Debt puts you in a situation where you have no choice in terms of what to do with your future income. The biggest culprit is student loan debt. Student loan debt has spiraled out of control because universities are charging insane amounts of money and they're not giving you the ability to earn enough money to repay the debt, which is why half of all black college graduates have defaulted on their student loans, which is a crisis because default means bad credit, which means that you can't be a wealth builder. You can't own a home. You can't, or it's hard to own a home. Let's say you can't. It's hard to own a home. It's hard to start a business because you're so busy trying to, finish up the indentured servitude that you committed to back in college. Number two is what is called consumerism. American corporations are wired and designed, and they're scientific with it. They're very, very good at getting you to buy things you don't need. There's a whole science to this. And basically, Americans are the worst consumers in the world. When I did a research stint when I was at the Center for European Economic Research in Mannheim, Germany, one of my colleagues came to me and brought that up, and he said, Germans pay more in taxes than you do. He said that we make less money than you do, but we save 5 times more than you do. A lot of that's linked to consumerism, which is also linked to debt. All these factors are related. Consumerism causes a lot of the debt, and so they're kind of connected. The third thing is financial literacy. I'm going to write FinLit just for short. But a lack of financial literacy is huge in the wealth gap. Those who understand how money works are those who tend to accumulate the most money. It's like, if I know how to play football, I'm going to probably win more football games than you, right? If I practice my singing, then I'm probably going to be able to sing better than you, right? Or whatever it is. Well, same thing's true with wealth building. The more financial literacy you have, the better off you are economically. That's why you want to make sure your children learn financial literacy from you. They're not going to learn in the public schools. And I think that there's a reason why they don't teach financial literacy in public schools, because if you have financial literacy, if you have 3, you're less likely, you're going to be more aware of 2, which is going to help you avoid 1. And here's the thing, 2 and 1, consumerism and debt, that's what drives the whole economy. So they kind of need you to be an unconscious spender. They don't want you to be financially conscious. They don't want you to be conscious. They don't want you to be woke. They don't want you to be literate. They want you to be blind, deaf, and dumb so you are like a robot and do exactly what they program you to do. 4, the 4th biggest wealth killer in America is corporate America. The corporations have changed the way they do business. There used to be a time where you could get nice, secure jobs paying you a good salary, good income, good pension. You could retire off that, live comfortably off that. A lot of those days are gone. And if you link back to debt, meaning college level debt, a lot of this debt was accumulated so that you can get entrance into here. But if you're taking on this in order to get that so you can engage in this when you don't have any of that, then that's kind of a formula for disaster, right? You follow me? That you're taking on $80,000 in debt so you can get into corporate America without any financial literacy. Most business schools don't teach you how to run a business or anything like that. They just teach you how to go work for a business so you can engage in consumerism. This is kind of the cycle of death, the cycle of economic death. The 5th area, government policy. I'll just write GOVT, G-O-V-T, the government. Starting back in the Reagan administration, policy started shifting when it came to wealth. A lot of government policy started pushing more wealth to the top. capital gains, which is how wealthy people make their money, the tax rate for investments started dropping, whereas the tax rate for regular workers seems to keep going up, or it's very, very high. And so basically, the fact that a wealthy person is more likely to be a business owner and an investor, and business owners and investors pay less in taxes because as a business owner, you can write everything off. As an investor, you can you get capital gains, so you don't get taxed as much. Or real estate, you don't get taxed as much on capital gains. That tends to push more wealth in the hands of the wealthy and less wealth in the hands of the poor. So what I've been advocating to people is, I mean, sure, you can go start a revolution. You can go, flip the government on its head and hopefully get them to change. I don't know if that's really doable because corporate America owns the government, right? 5 controls 6, or 4 controls 5. So how can you expect to change this when this has all the power? Corporate America has all the power. So corporate America and the government conspire to ensure that you have plenty of debt, because you've engaged in massive consumerism, because you're financially illiterate, right? And so you don't want to fall in that economic death trap. Number 6, this is the 6th wealth trap in America, and that is YOU. At the end of the day, behavior and thinking play a huge role in where you end up economically. There's no way around that. There's no way around financial psychology. My late grandmother, Felicia, used to tell me that the way you think has everything to do with your money. My grandmother, she never made more than $22,000 a year. She had 4 kids by herself, raised them by herself. Her car was paid off. Her house was paid off. She had perfect credit. She had no debt. She was always in good financial standing. People that made 5 times more money than my grandmother would come to my grandmother for a loan. And I didn't understand that. And I learned as I got older that this woman who'd never taken a class in finance, she'd never gone to business school, she just understood basics about how the way you think and the choices you make play a big part in your life. Right? That's why they call it your life and not his life, right? Because the choices you make affect your life. So when you look at this, the biggest factor here, which is you, what choices you make, don't let anybody tell you any different. This is true. You got to look at how these other 5 factors play out in your life. When are you taking on debt and how much are you taking on? Is it good debt or bad debt? You should study to understand the difference. Consumerism. How do you be a conscious consumer instead of an unconscious consumer so you're not buying a bunch of things you don't need? Financial literacy. Have you taken the time to become financially literate? Are you having regular conversations in your family about finances? And then, how do you deal with corporate America? Do you allow corporate America to take over your life where you've only got one stream of income? Or do you maybe go to corporate America if you're there and say, okay, I'm going to have 2 or 3 other streams of income as a backup so that in case my job shuts down or in case the government shuts down, a lot of people got hit hard with the government shutdown, I'm going to be okay. And then here, I don't know how you can change government policy. I really don't. It's very difficult to do. You can write your congressman, you can vote for your favorite politician, but unfortunately, a lot of these people are corrupt. A lot of these people have been bought out. And so rather than just trying to change what they're doing, I prefer to understand what they're doing so you can adjust, you can maneuver and move around, right? So that, for example, if you know that tax rates on capital gains are lower than tax rates on personal income, then get you some assets, buy you some stock. You get started buying stock with $5 in 5 minutes. Buy you a home, start you a business so you can get write-offs and get all the benefits that wealthy people get. Start acting like wealthy people, and then you'll eventually become one. Despite what people tell you, there are millions of people in this country who are what you will call self-made wealthy people. Some of them are millionaires, some of them are not, but they're financially secure, and many of them started with nothing, and a lot of it has to do with number 6. What choices did you make, and did you do what everyone else did? Or did you do the smart thing? So that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Just do the smart thing. Be smart. Come on, you can do it. All right, so that's it. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I've been a finance professor for 25 years. I've been teaching college students, University of Kentucky, Indiana, University of Syracuse, University, the list goes on and on. A lot of y'all know me, some of you don't, so I want to make sure that you know who you're talking to. You're not talking to some guy on the street. Also, I have a great stock market investing program. If you're interested, it's at theblackstockmarketprogram.com. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com, which is part of the Black Business School, which I created with a lot of other experts to come and educate the masses and educate the community. And last but not least, make sure you hit the subscribe button, share button, and like button. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. So go be strong, go be smart, and go get yours. Talk to you later. Peace.